Today I fucked up by eating raw chicken for months. Every weekend I would eat a big bowl of fried chicken that I cook in my air fryer. I would always set my air fryer to cook for 10 minutes and it was always enough to properly cook the chicken. A few months ago I decided to get a new air fryer as my old one was playing up, and for around 2 months I would put my chicken in for 10 minutes, take it out and eat it. The thinner corners were cooked to perfection, but one day I made a chicken sandwich and cut it in half, and to my horror the inside was raw. I thought that was a one-time incident and went back to eating it every weekend like normal, and for some stupid reason I decided that there was no need to check if the chicken was raw because the first time was obvious, just a fluke. Then one day I had the tremendous idea that no, I really should check if it is raw, and to my surprise it was raw this time too. I believe I didn't set the temperature on my new air fryer and that's why the chicken wasn't cooked. I also now believe that the reason for my weekly diarrhea was due to eating raw chicken, but I am surprised that I never got bad food poisoning. TLDR, I didn't set the heat on my new air fryer, so for months I was eating raw chicken. This sub makes me feel better about myself. How could you possibly not notice you're eating raw chicken? Your tongue should be able to check for that, my dude. Doesn't raw chicken have a very different, very chewy texture? It's difficult to bite through it, very unlike cooked chicken. I wish I didn't know this. I mean, I look at the food I'm actively eating at least once or twice a meal. New trend: microdosing salmonella. I've been building up a tolerance to salmonella. You can get a digital meat thermometer for pretty cheap. Takes all the guesswork out of it. How the hell did you not know it's not cooked? Weekly diarrhea? I imagine after the second week, I'd be investigating anything that might have changed recently in my diet, and a new appliance would be first on my list. I also now believe that the reason for my weekly diarrhea was due to eating raw chicken, but I am surprised that I never got bad food poisoning. What do you think food poisoning is? How do you not notice the difference in texture? You probably have worms now. I don't understand what drives someone to do this. You're just an idiot. No way this fucking happened, or you are incredibly stupid. How did you go months without even looking at your food as you ate it? I got food poisoning from undercooked chicken 20 years ago. To this day, I burn that shit to a crisp. That experience will stick with you. Do people not take a look at their food after every bite, or am I just weird? You know how many times I've found out just in time there's something wrong with my food because of this? Every weekend I would eat a big bowl of fried chicken. I'm picturing this guy. And it's not pretty. The tremendous idea to check if it was raw, loudly crying face. I find it hard you believe you're smart enough to use the internet and make a post, but dumb enough to do whatever this is. This is below the level of reading and writing. Do you swallow the chicken whole, or how do you not see that it's raw? This makes no sense. Either Op is lying or just dumb. I'm sorry, but how can you not tell the texture of food you put in your mouth? You need at least 20 minutes, not 10, at whatever temperature. Get a meat thermometer. Middle needs to be 165°F. I call shenanigans. You're describing raw, fried chicken. You may want to check the package as it likely says pre-cooked or fully cooked there somewhere, and in reality you're basically just reheating it. Insanity is repeating the same things over and over again and expecting a different outcome. This doesn't make much sense. Wouldn't you know you were eating raw chicken because it would taste differently and have different texture than cooked chicken? My guy, you must be engulfing the pieces as whole in order to not feel they are raw in your mouth. I hope to high hell that you're not responsible for cooking for anyone else. How the hell did that happen? Raw chicken is squishy. How would you not notice that chicken is raw? Raw chicken tastes awful. They make kitchen gadgets today called kitchen thermometers. I use one when I cook meat, if there's any doubt it's done. Do take a deworming tab from doctor. Probably albendazole. But on prescription only. Can someone please help me remove my keyboard from my forehead? I'm having trouble removing it after banging my head on my desk from the cringe. Why would you not look at it as you were eating it? This is creative writing. I've eaten partially raw chicken before and it's very obvious and disgusting. So either OP is an absolute pig that loves to eat pig slop, or this is made up. Honestly, I don't care if that's true or not, but there's something very wrong if you can't make out the difference between cooked and raw chicken while eating. This makes no sense. So you never even glanced at the sandwich after taking the first few bites? Or with the chicken in the bowl, you always ate every piece in one bite? And you couldn't tell the difference between cooked and raw chicken? Either this story is made up or you are using the term raw with extreme hyperbole. You can't cook raw chicken on an air fryer in just 10 minutes. They're probably pre-cooked. Hope you go to a doctor. Maybe the cold chicken in the middle is just like a bonus or something. You're a dumbass, lol, you don't even need to taste it. It looks pink when raw. Have no idea why reading this made my stomach turn. Geez, OP. Next time get a thermometer, lol. Glad you didn't get too sick though. I once spent a week in hospital for bad chicken-related food poisoning. Natural selection doesn't always work, I guess. I feel bad for your digestive system. You might want to get some anti-parasite medication just in case. But, that's disgusting. How do you not notice raw chicken? The texture and taste alone should have been enough to notice. Weird people. How in the world did you not notice? Raw chicken is so chewy and squishy. I think your fuck up is that you're an idiot. I've never eaten undercooked chicken and not immediately known. Everyone in here talking about the texture when eating, which is perfectly valid, but am I the only one who looks at their food while eating it? I literally can't eat in the dark because I can't see my food. WTF. OP doesn't know difference between cooked and raw chicken. Yikes. I had a friend that would just eat raw chicken breast cubes like she was eating chips. I was speechless when I first saw her doing that. Salmonella has entered the chat. This is idiotic. Some people shouldn't cook or drive. If you were eating raw chicken, you would know it. You would be absolutely sidelined. Your weekly diarrhea is just because you eat like crap. You don't have food poisoning. Raw chicken is pink and rubbery, you'd know. GIF Giphy JEIGUY lax XGA 5JY4P. I knew raw food can cause runny tummy but didn't know it could also cause run on sentences. I have a 2000W air fryer and 10 minutes is nowhere near enough to cook chicken at max temp. You've always been eating raw chicken. LOL, no way, you couldn't tell for months. Kitchen that is unsafe for consumption has a disgusting texture. I tries to sous vide chicken to lowest safe temperature and was already a horrible consistency. I find hard to believe that you had raw chicken for months. But anything is possible. I'm a pretty avid chicken eater with the air fryer, but 10 minutes? My guy. When you go take a shit, do you check the paper or just blindly say yep, it's ready before putting on your pants? How the hell do you not realize instantly on the first bite that the chicken is raw? Well, the good news is you're now immune to 17 different pesticides. Chicken sushi. Wouldn't you get horrific food poisoning over and over again? And just how is it even possible that you didn't notice after biting into it? Sounds like BS. You'd definitely know if you were eating raw chicken. I give this story a D, probably a D. You may be confusing cold with raw. Frozen fried chicken is almost always previously cooked. That is how most frozen prepared foods are sold. What you ate was not likely raw but partially thawed cooked fried chicken. So no worries, my friend. No way, it's not possible. It is literally impossible to confuse uncooked and cooked chicken. Uncooked chicken is rubbery and chewy. When it's right, you'll be able to easily bite through it, and it's crunchy when it's overcooked. You are either lying, or built tremendously incorrectly.